Hello, everybody. I'm Directionally Challenged. Hey, everybody. I'm Directionally Challenged. Coming back with a beanie and a ring. I want to talk to you all today about plot. I want to talk about plot, stories, plotting a story, stuff like that. Because I want to talk about something I'm passionate about. And I'm really passionate about stories. And I used to love this manga Bleach, and the subject of plot came up so much in Bleach, because everybody would always diss the fact that Bleach had a plot. It was, dude, Bleach has no plot, Bleach has no plot. It got to the point where I even changed my name, like my little name on the forum I was into, the Plot Ninja. Well, it's like my name and then the Plot Ninja. And I'd be like, I'm in your plots, you know. So I was the Plot Ninja because I got to the point where I argued the plot of Bleach that extent. I have a passion for plots. I am really good at plotting. I have a friend who told me I am a professional level plotter because of the ways that I can set up and set out the story I want to tell, as well as the story itself. I'm not great at getting from the end to the finish. It's the middle bits that screw me up. But I can plot out where I want it to go. It's just the intricacies within that I'm not good at. I'm not good at like the dialogue and stuff. It's the story itself I'm good at. So in Bleach, there's many a times we get into the argument that Bleach has no plot. To which I would argue, more often than not, if you read a book about a man sitting at a table eating his breakfast, the plot is the man sitting at the table eating his breakfast. It is not an interesting plot. It is not an intricate plot. It is a very simple plot. What happens to that man is also part of the plot. It's part of the story that is being told. So that's what a plot is the story being told. So if your story being told is just about this man sitting at a table eating his breakfast, that is your plot. You would stay, but Directionally Challenged, nothing is happening. That doesn't matter. That is the story. That is what is progressing, is him being through his breakfast. When he finishes his breakfast, story over. You can make that interesting, though. What is the man thinking about during his breakfast? If I were to tell you that the story is a man eating his breakfast, reading a newspaper, you would think, okay, what else is there? It's not very interesting. If it's revealed at the end of the story that when he gets up to leave from eating his breakfast and reading that newspaper, that he leaves behind dead bodies. He's killed this family that lived in this home. Or he killed his family that lived in this home, and he finished his breakfast. Things become way more interesting. The whole meaning of that story has changed. So I had to argue a lot about Bleach. Most of the time, Bleach is not a chapter story. When you read one chapter of Bleach, you are reading like a page from a book. You are not getting the full chapter. Each arc in Bleach is about a chapter. It's about a chapter of the book. You have the chapter of Ichigo gaining his powers. You know, each chapter goes on. It's a continuation of exactly of where the last one left off. It's a very much like One Punch Man. When you read One Punch Man, it's set up cinematically. You know, it's less focus on the plot for that chapter. It's not moving the plot forward for that chapter. What you're doing is you're reading a movie, page by page. It's so much better when you read it all in one go. And I've had friends do this. They've taken my advice. They've read it in one go. And they have seen how much more intricate a story it is when read in one go. Because you catch on to the minor things that happen, that come back later. And that's why I want to talk about plot. In a story, you have minor things, the tiny little details that no one pays attention to. No one looks at these details until they become necessary. I like to do a lot of role plays, and a role play is a story. And I like to add these little details. I do these little things that people may not pay attention to. They may ignore them. They may be there. They may not be there. Whatever. I like to add the little things. Small, little detail that goes overlooked. Could be the most important thing. Who knows? That's what's so great about it, though. That's what's so great about a story and the plot. Is those small little details. And I wish I was better at expressing them. I wish I was better at expressing the stories in my head. Because I love the story. I love taking a story from A to B to C. And we'll say A is the start, B is the conflict, and C is the climax. I love A to B to C. My issue is when I make a story most of the time, I start at C. I know how I want A to C. I know I want A to C. I know where I want A to be. I know where I want C to be. But I don't know about B. So many times I create a character or a story, and I know I want this character to start here. I want this character to end here. And I can make everything fit around that. But it's so much harder for me to get through that. Even if I don't know where C is, A to B is the hardest part for me. And there's a lot of shows. The reason I bring all this shit up is because I'm having a trouble getting into a lot of like newer shows and newer movies, because I feel like we've lost the intricacies. I feel like we've lost the subtleties in a lot of things, and I feel like a lot of stories are just man A must go through event B to become man C. You know what I'm saying? He has no, like, the story is pretty much the same now. Like, even the middle bits are like, before, you had A and C were generally the same. You know, you got hero A does B, becomes C, he becomes big hero C, big man, big, yes, everyone love C. Like Spider-Man, the story, the story of Spider-Man. Every superhero movie, you're like, he's a nobody, A. Nobody, A. Crime fights B. Becomes hero C. And it's cool. It's great. But the crime fight B is becoming the same. You know what I mean? Like, everything's the same. Like, you get to the point where you're like, alright, what are we doing a movie of? We're doing a movie of fucking X. Alright, what's X like? Well, Spider-Man did really well, so we're gonna make X act like Spider-Man. Alright, what's Spider-Man's personality? Well, Spider-Man's personality is quirky teenager who's kind of cocky. Alright, so X is gonna be a quirky teenager who's kind of cocky. Yeah, okay. Well, what's B? Well, B is this organization. Alright, is this a big organization? No, we're gonna make it like a mafia group or something. Alright. What does he do? Well, he beats some low-level thugs in B. Okay. And then, like, he beats the boss at the end. Alright. But twist! There's another villain that he made along the way. And then that villain shows up at the end, too. After he beats the big boss from B. Alright, does he beat the villain? Yeah, he beats the villain. Alright, what happens to the villain? Well, the villain sets up next movie. Alright. What happens at the end? At the end, he becomes famous hero. Alright. Throw it out there. But even though you get that that's not exactly what I mean, it just seems like, it just feels like everything is the same. It feels so much now like everything is the same. And it makes me sad. Because I would like to see the villain win one at this point. I would... I didn't go see Rogue One. I'm not going to go see Rogue One. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go see it. I'm not going to go see Rogue One because fuck it. I don't care. I'll tell you the plot. I'm going to tell you the plot of Rogue One. Not seen the movie. Not going to see the movie. It's a ragtag group of people that are going to go against the Empire. They're going to run into some troubles. They're going to die. But at the end, the fucking Death Star plans get to the rebels. Do you know how I know this? I know this not from trailers. I have not seen a Rogue One trailer. I had some friends tell me a couple of scenes. Darth Vader's a badass. I know this because it's cookie cutter and because we knew the story of Rogue One. That team did not make it. We knew they didn't make it. Everyone knew they did not make it. I'm not into that. I'm not interested in that. I don't want to hear that story. Young Han Solo. I don't know his story. We know shit all about Han Solo. We know shit all about Boba Fett. We know shit all about Chewbacca. There are interesting stories to be told. They won't be done in the formula Hollywood is choosing. If you keep at this formula, you will lose people. You will lose money. Fuck cookie cutter shit. Plots and stories should be free. Let everything fall as it falls. But at least make the fucking story interesting. Anyways, see you later, Navigators. Have a good day. If you have something else you want to hear me talk about, put it down below. Bye.